All right, time's now 5:15. Let's get over to Peyton.
Thank you, Leslie. Happy Monday morning, everybody. We've got a warm week for you ahead of our first decent cool front of the season. That'll get here later this week. Let's start off with your early morning, 5:15 here. We are nice and clear. No big issues as you walk out the door. It doesn't feel too bad. We're in the 60s on the North Shore and 70s here south of the lake. This afternoon, though, we're going to warm back up. We'll be at about 85 at noon, 88 at 3 to 4 o'clock this afternoon. That's the warmest part of the day. And there's all the blue sky you ever could want. East wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. So at least we still have the wind that's going to keep things stirred up, and it won't be stagnant and really muggy. And if you're in the sunshine, that breeze at least will help you out. Temperature-wise, though, it is a warm October day. Yes, it is October 2nd. Normally, we're at 85 this time of year, so we're above average today in the upper 80s to even low 90s north of the lake. See a few locations. Nowhere near the record, though, fortunately, of 96. And this is what a big part of the week's going to look like. Warm afternoons, decent mornings. Now, our humidity. Dew points are in the 60s and even 50s during the afternoon. That is fairly manageable for us. Remember, dew points in the 70s is muggy. Dew points in the 60s is better. Dew points in the 50s is where it's at. And currently, we're at 73 with the dew point. So it'll be muggier in the mornings, drier in the afternoons, and that's going to be a repeat as we go through the rest of this week. Now, rain chances. October is typically our driest month out of the entire year. All 12 months, October is usually the worst when we're talking about rain. We need the rain desperately because we still have our extreme and exceptional drought. So our drought conditions are probably not improving anytime soon, which means the wildfire risk will still be elevated, especially on any breezy days. Now, Thursday and Friday, we do have a slightly higher chance of storms. That's the cold front entering the picture. Unfortunately, it just doesn't look like it's going to have a lot of the ingredients for us to get showers and thunderstorms. So as we go through this week, mostly dry. Here's the front. It will enter the state Thursday night. It will get to us on Friday. May bring a few isolated storms, but notice nothing that's really widespread. So the front's here on Friday. We'll start to feel the impacts of that front going into the weekend. And we actually have a secondary push with a weaker front coming in later Saturday into Sunday. What does that mean? Well, eventually we're going to start to feel some of that cooler air, and your mornings are when it's most noticeable. So here's what our afternoons are going to look like all the way into the weekend. We're going to stay near upper 80s and low 90s all the way through Friday. The front comes in Friday. Saturday, we start to feel the impacts. 81 on Saturday. That secondary front moves in, and then we have a high of 77 on Sunday. So really looking forward to Sunday. I'm going to be making my gumbo on Sunday. 77 is one of the coolest days we have seen in a long time. Now, what do the mornings look like? Well, Saturday morning, still okay. It'll probably 60s and 70s. Nothing too dramatic here. And Sunday's nothing dramatic, but it will be cooler as we wrap up the weekend. So Sunday morning, getting outside early. 54 in Bogalusa, even getting close to the upper 40s north of Macomb, it looks like. We'll be in the low 60s here in the city and metro, and even some 50s down in the Bayou and River parishes. So Sunday morning is going to be great. It's actually going to feel like fall out there. Fortunately, we still have nothing threatening us in the tropics. Anytime a front moves through this time of year, we do watch it in the Gulf, but it looks like it's going to stay inactive for about a week. But you got to watch those things. We still have Tropical Storm Philippe and post-tropical Rina. They've now separated after tangoing through the weekend. Tropical Storm Philippe is sitting right on the doorsteps of the Lesser Antilles Islands. Now, it's going to get a little bit closer the next day or so, but then eventually it starts to pull to the north and might even be a hurricane by the end of this week just to the east of Bermuda. So it is October, but we still get storms out here, and we might have another hurricane out in the Atlantic, but once again, no threats to us. Our 7-day forecast, we are jumping up and down excited because we've been waiting for a stronger cold front. And this is no Arctic front. It's still early October, but it will certainly feel a lot nicer this weekend, and it'll be breezier. We'll also be fighting off some clouds Saturday and Sunday. Your marine forecast, it is breezy, so small craft advisory continues for the Gulf. Our lakes have a small craft use caution. Those winds will stay gusty throughout a big part of this week. And I'll leave you with your tides. High tide happening about right now. Your low tide will happen later on through the daytime.